unemployment numbers came out good, rates go down, so just throw everything out the window. It doesn't make sense. Obama passed, he's about to sign something into Congress about lowering 50 basis points off of the mortgage insurance for FHA. So where they were not as competitive with conventional was on the monthly mortgage insurance. They're 135 basis points, which is very high if someone has pretty decent credit, you know, and doesn't have a lot of money to put down. It made more sense to go conventional because the MI is much lower. So now they're getting more competitive with this 3% program you're hearing about that's coming out. So they're about to sign that pretty soon. 50 basis point reduction is going to be a big deal for people that are in that 620 to 660 credit score range. So that's good news for them. It's going to help sell more homes. People can qualify. It's a good thing. So that's the biggest news, besides the rates being low and sell more homes.
All right. Thank you for showtime. All right. So the question's going to be: should I buy a home today and sell my home, or should I wait? Right? We are ready. What can you tell people today, right now?
Plus inventory.
Interest rates are still very low. What's the opportunity? What's the probability of them going up or down? Which is greater? The probability of them going up is greater than it going down anymore than where it is. So if you're looking to buy, the one thing that you know is that the chances of the rates going up are a heck of a lot better than them continuing to go down, period. And historically, you look at that, and you also got a little bump. And that would be a little bump. So the demand has not risen up. You need to be calling expired. So I'm going to recommend you guys, if you didn't come last Wednesday, we had 3 people, we had 3 appointments set. One of which was a $899,000, a $699,000, and $360,000 bump. So if you're not making the calls, what are you doing to be proactive and get business going for you in 2015? Calling expired, people are being going, we waited through the holidays. We think we might be ready now. What are you doing to go out there and seek those people out? Just a question. So now it's showtime, Adrian. Razzle and dazzle. I want to hear laughter. I want to hear hooting and hollering and chanting.
We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. Good. All right. So I'm going to be as energetic as my Buckeyes were last night.
Yeah.
Any OHs out there?
Yeah.
OH?
Oh, yeah.
I am. There we go. There we go.
Go green.
Yeah, that'll work too, but maybe that was half their problem. They didn't have any green on last night. They tried to take all those leaves off the back of our Buckeyes helmet, and they thought they weren't that type of leaf. Sorry, the Oregon passed. Their player guy. All right, I'll stop with my. I have dry humor. I am an IT guy by trade. That's what my degree says. But you know, I can speak to people without looking at my shoes, so they sit me out. And that's first off, you know, Terry was talking about getting the edge on your competition when you go out to speak to these potential clients on listing presentations. And I do understand that, you know, most of you in here use FMLS, and you very rarely see this page. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some artillery for your next listing appointment. And let me see if it's still on the ticker here. So I'm just mousing through, clicking through. Appears not to be. All right, so no problem. Let me just type it in. So I'm just going to pull a new page here. Go to the word Georgia, or not. Georgia spelled out. All right, Georgia spelled out, MLS.com. This is our public site. We're 3rd in the nation for MLS public-facing websites. We're pretty proud of that. I mean, that's against all the big boys. That's against MRED, the Chicago, California, Houston, all of them. We're 3rd in the nation. What that means is anybody who has an internet connection and a computer and goes to Georgia, spelled out, MLS.com, they can view any of your listings that are in our service. So this is great for you know, people that are in the business but aren't real estate agents and need to pull up listings. All of our listings are in this database. It's a public view. So when your clients are coming to you, when your buyers are coming to you with MLS numbers, they're not getting them off Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, they're getting them off our public website. We did 6 years of advertising on billboards up and down 75, 85, and 285. We also painted the MARTA buses and bus stops for 6 years. We no longer have either one of those two advertisements, but we still pay the search engines on an ongoing basis. Good morning. And so we are very proud of this. 400,000 page views a month. The average user spends 11 minutes on our website. We have hits from every state in the nation and every country around the world. We have hits. Now, half those countries may be trying to hack us, but we're chalking it up as a hit. So, we'll take what we get. So as long as we have some sample properties down here, I'm just going to click on one. I have no idea. It could be your property. Is that cable live, that Ethernet cable? No.
We're not the
It is. Is it? Mm-hmm. I'm sure it probably moved a little faster in the wireless one. All right, look. We have Bernstein Brokers and Emily Bernstein. Imagine that, right? So if she had her photo on her website with us, everybody in here has a website. We've been providing websites to real estate agents since the 90s. Now, we understand that the brokerages these days, when you come in the door, most of the brokerages provide you with a website. We're not looking to replace your company website. It's just an extra avenue of advertising. We have always offered it, and we will continue to offer it. We took them in-house about 7, 8 years ago. We rebuilt them ourselves. We pushed them back out. So at minimum, and I'll show you how to do this in a second, get your image out there if you choose. I know some agents don't, for security reasons, choose to put their image out there on their website. But if you do, get your image out there. Also get a welcome message. Hey, thanks for visiting. For more information, please visit my main website and put the link to your main website. So you're driving the consumer to your main website. All right, so your photo would appear here, your information, and this is just all public data down the page for your listing. So this is good for people that are in the business but don't have an ID and password, and this is why your clients, your buyer clients, are coming to you with MLS numbers, because they're hitting our page here. Now, anybody have any questions on this? Don't forget to use it on the next listing appointment. Unless you've been to one of my classes, unless you've been to one of my associates' classes, I know he speaks about it every now and then. You really don't know, and you'll have the edge on the agent that came through the door before or after if you tout our public website. Because we are the only MLS in the state that has a public-facing website. And I know when you think of only MLS in the state, you automatically think of the other guys. There's a lot of MLSs in the state. All right, so that's georgemls.com. Now, I'm still at gamls.com, right? I'm going to click on this statistics right here. We put this statistics out here for the boards of realtors. We're an affiliate of every board of realtors around the state, and there's quite a few of them. We put the statistics out here for them, for affiliates, people that are in the business, don't have an ID and password to get statistics. We also put it out here for you. It's quick, it's easy. All you have to do is just click statistics. It's going to update around the 15th, close to the 15th, every month. It just updated. We just pushed that data out there yesterday. The reason we're updating then is so we can grab all those solds that may have closed at the end of the month that take a little bit of time to get in. I guess I didn't click on it. Maybe I did. All right, so look how easy this is. This is just for the Atlanta MSA, Metropolitan Statistical Area. I haven't found quite a good place to stand yet, but I'm working on it. All right, so here we go. I still haven't found a good place to stand. Yes, ma'am?
I saw the Facebook link at the top. You don't have a LinkedIn link to post? At the top, you've got Facebook and Twitter, but no LinkedIn.
I can get you a LinkedIn.
We'll
make that happen. Good eye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was easy.
Hey, we try. We aim to please. I mean, we're not. All right. So I zoomed in quite a bit. That may be a little bit too much. But what we're looking at is Atlanta Residential MSA 2014 compared to 2013. Total residential units sold, median residential sale price, average sale price, and total residential sales volume. Again, 2014, we have sold more properties through Georgia MLS than any other MLS in the state. Okay, so we have quite a few listings in our service, quite a few solds. Just take a look at the numbers right there. That's awesome. I mean, that is great to look at, right? Terry said earlier, hey, I'm going to show you some data here in a minute, some statistical data that you can grab, throw in a PowerPoint, throw in a Word document, push it into a PDF, throw some verbiage behind it, take it on your next listing appointment. So here it is right here. I'm going to zoom back out. So down the page, that's the metropolitan statistical area, and you can see units sold there, color-coded. It's a heat map is what it is. Current month compared to previous month. Current month compared to previous year. So, I mean, this was with the click of a button, so really easy. This is interactive. All these scattergrams are going to be interactive, so you just hover over top of them, you can get the month and the value. That's a giant phone if I've ever seen it. That's a phablet. Right? I love it. Nice. All right. So, any questions on the statistics? Don't forget to take a look at the menu bar over here on the left as well, because you have market recap, annual recap, monthly sales, solds breakdown, sales by county. So a lot of this data, you can just drag, highlight it, copy, throw it into an Excel document. It'd be easier to look at it that way. Okay? So a lot of this you'll just be able to drag, copy, throw it in an Excel document, take it, put some words behind it. Some nice data there. Any questions? All right.
How specific can you get with your areas that you're getting your data? Like if you want to do counties, you know, Fulton County really means nothing. Can you do North Fulton County?
You
as
can.
As a specific area?
You can, and I can show you where you can do that out.
We would need to map it, I guess?
Yes, you would need to map it. You would need to draw that area on the map.
All right.
Fulton's just two failed counties. They merged together, right?
Right.
I mean, I've only been here 13 years, but I mean, that's what you're telling me. All right. So, any other questions? All right. So I'm going to jump in here real quick to the system by just logging in with my ID and password. Does everybody have their ID and password to Georgia MLS? Okay. If you don't, I forgot my password is right there. So all you need to do is provide the email address that is on profile with you, and we'll email it to you, okay? If you can't get it that way because you have an old email in there, just call us. Just call us. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and log in. Okay, apparently I logged in and scrolled down the page at the same time. I'm quite talented. Okay, so I just got an address from my client. And I realize, you know, half of you in here don't use the system on an ongoing basis. For me to come in and find a property, it kind of pull my hair out on one side of my head every day to do so. Fast search. You can put an MLS number in right there and click go, and it pulls the property up. Pretty easy, right? Street number, street name. Just like tax data. Leave the roads, the ways, the lanes, the courts, leave those off. The drives, leave those off, okay? If you put a drive on, it's not going to return any data. Okay, so leave those off. And it'll pull back the property, and away you can go. You can get all the data that you're looking for on that one property. So pretty easy to find, right?
Do you have any wild cards as well?
We have a lot of wild cards, just not right here.
Oh, okay.
Not right here. In our insight, there's a ton of wild cards, and they're built in so that you don't have to understand code to use them. And I can show those to you briefly once I get done with my main presentation here today. And anything you're looking for, you know, we can always come back. I can do a 3-hour CE class on Transaction Desk. Anybody using it? Make me sad. That's my most favorite product. I can tie your shoes with that product. Now I can send a fax from my cell phone with that product if you need to. I can send, and that's any document that's inside my transaction. I can send you a fax from my cell phone. I can send you an email from my cell phone. I can digitally sign from my cell phone, and I can set up a digital signature from my cell phone. So, I mean, there's a lot you can do with that. Unlimited digital signatures, unlimited cloud storage, unlimited faxing, international and toll-free. I know faxing's taken a wayside, but who else can say they can fax from their phone at no extra cost? How many of you have e-faxes? What's that, $9 a month, $6 a month? No?
It's a benefit.
It's free.
It's part of.
I forgot where I was at. Well, you have additional faxing and an international fax number. So if you're on the boat to wherever, your client's on the boat to wherever, you can still fax. Okay? All right, so you have reports right here. So the reports, those are our statistical reports. So if I click, there they are. Pretty easy, right? Area market survey with bedrooms, period comparison rate, market absorption rates, year-over-year statistics, last 24 months statistics, Fannie Mae market conditions report. So 2008, when everything went downhill, Fannie Mae started requiring the market conditions on each and every appraisal. So appraisers have to include that. And we put a little report out there to aggregate the data so that they could easily put that together. That's what that is. Doesn't mean you can't use it because it's for appraisers. So you can get in there and kick it around if you like. You can export that data and throw it into an Excel file if you would like it in an Excel file. Just an easy way to get the data. Heat map of listings. It'll show you where all of the listings are in a particular area. So it's really good to see what's out there. Maybe you're getting ready to do some homework on a potential client that you're getting ready to go on a listing presentation for. Agent sales activity. You do well, pull up your sales activity. Use that on your listing appointment. Your office does well. Pull that up. Use that on your next listing appointment. Okay? Solds analysis by location, solds analysis by type, monthly sales, sales per month, sales per county. There is a map search of each and every one of those. So all you have to do is click on the map search, draw your polygon, and it'll give you the data for where you at. Listing views, top 25 most viewed listings, listing view comparisons. There is one feature that I don't have because I'm not allowed being an active agent because I work for Georgia MLS and I don't have any listings. But if I had listings, there would be my listings up here. If you click that, we're going to show you how many times that listing's been viewed on that public site I showed you first off, Georgia spelled out, MLS.com. We'll show you how many times your listing's been clicked out there. We're also going to show you how many times it's been clicked through our Georgia MLS Pro member-only site, REN site, member-only site, agent and office websites, those websites I spoke to you a little bit about this morning, the websites we provide to each and every member of Georgia MLS. So we're showing you how many times that listing's been viewed through all facets, emailed out to clients. So you can copy that, throw that in an email, keep your client up to date. And it's really quick, easy information. Now I'm going to show you something like that here with using this listing view comparison. If my thumb will cooperate, it's had a little too much caffeine this morning. All right. So who knows the Georgia MLS listing number off the top of your head? I was going to be thoroughly impressed if somebody pulled one out. All right, no worries. Hopefully one of these are still active. Hopefully one of these are a single family. So I'm just going to shoot from the hip and go, let's pick this one. All right, I'm going to click go. We did listing views over the past 3 days. There it is right there. It's the green property. That's the listing number I punched in. I have no idea where it's at or what property it is. Those are all the other listings in the area. Pretty neat, right? All right, so if I scroll down the page, and that listing is at the bottom, so it's got the least amount of views. Okay, so excuse me. I'm going to move his laptop over here before I knock it off. Okay. All right, so let me scroll back to the top here. So we have the list number, the address, the city, zip, bedrooms, full baths, square footage, type, days on market, status, list date, list price, distance away from the listing number I put in. Public, that's that Georgia spelled out, our public-facing website I spoke to you about earlier. Agent sites, office sites, those sites I spoke to you about earlier, Georgia MLS Pro, member-only site, REN site, member-only site, total number of viewed listings. So remember what I said up here, you're going to have a little feature up here that says My Listings. You can click on it and get this same data for each and every one of your listings, okay? So really easy to use.
Can you set the distance on that of how far out it pulls?
You can't, and
It looks like it's staying pretty close.
it is. I think it's within a mile. We are with this one. No, you can't. With others, bless you, you can. Anybody have any questions on this?
Does that show how many active listings? Can you pull up sold or comps or whatever?
I've got pending approval, contingent with kickout, but yes, sir, you can. We just scroll to the top and we've got the statuses right here. I just left it all at default available status. Available with us includes pending approval, contingent with kickout. So just keep that in mind. All right. So here's all the off markets as well. You can pull those as well. This gentleman's looking to farm back there. All right. So you can choose over the past 3 days. It goes to 30, 60. You can choose other dates there. So really handy. That's pretty easy, right? It's pretty easy to run. All of our statistical reports are that easy. You put in minimal data, click the button, and you get great statistics back. Okay? All right. So reports. Just going to take a look at one other just real quick. Area market surveys with bedrooms. So if I scroll down the page just a hair, we have map region right here. So it's the Google Map interface. You just click on the little picture right there. It'll bring up the map. You can draw your North Fulton out, and it'll pull that data in. All right. Hopefully I have a list number in here. Excuse me, that's area. What areas do we use up here? What's that, 20? 221. I'm just going to click go on this. It's defaulting 6 months back, pulling single family detached. That was pretty easy, right? I just put in 221, click go. Pretty easy. Look at this. You see the count right here? This was a suggestion that we put in 2 years ago, and our head programmer made it happen. So if I'm sitting here looking through an area market survey, average days on the market, minimum list price, maximum list price, average list price, and I'm sitting here in my mind comparing it to this potential listing I'm getting ready to go out on, or even excuse me, or one that I'm getting ready to make an offer on, I can click on this number, and it's going to pull those 6 listings up. And then I can really compare those 6 listings. Well, that one's not going to work. It doesn't have updated countertops. It doesn't have an updated this. It doesn't have enough. So you can click on those numbers and see those listings and really get down to the, as they say, nitty gritty and compare your property you have in mind to those properties that are showing that minimum list price, that average list price, and that maximum sold price. So really, really handy. How many of you have used the statistical reports before today? How many of you are going to start trying to use the statistical reports after today or today? Good, good, good. They're easy, right? So get in, kick them around. If you have any questions at all, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, call us, ask for tech support. We'll be more than happy to walk you through anything, okay? All right. So, yes, sir.
Just to make sure that the stats that you're showing is only on resale. There's no new home stats on that.
No, sir.
So there's no new home sale. So for that, they have to go to the county.
No. Hold on. A lot of these will have a little button, and just so I'm not redundant, click on the same one. Let's do last 24 months sold. Here it is right here. All of them should have this little entry where it says resale, new construction, all, or resale only, or new construction only. So all of them should have that little drop down, and it will be up there by the property type and the statuses and those fields. So you'll see that on all statistical reports.
Even if it doesn't, never went into MLS system. So the consumer construction that never got listed,
Right.
I think is what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
it's only on resale. You don't have the stats for new home buildings that have not gone, that they have bought the land or they have done a contract before it went to MLS. Obviously, you won't have that unless.
Obviously, yeah, that's what I was getting ready to go to. If it's never been listed with us, we're obviously not gonna have the statistics in here
No,
for
I'm
it.
making reference to the stats that, on top of that, they have to also check the county.
Most
where
definitely,
those homes so they can have the proper stats. and
Most
not just
definitely.
Go with that.
most definitely, most definitely. He's worth his salt. This guy harasses me every chance he can get. I do the same. Thanks, Lisa. Yes, I mean, you're gonna have to take these stats and those stats and those stats, put them in the pile with the other numbers to come to the end number, just like you always do. There's no magic button out there. Most of you probably figured that out by now, right? All right, so the other thing that we do that no other MLS around the country does is in our CMA and our Insight and in Georgia MLS Pro, we take tax data and Georgia MLS data. So you're getting a full view of the market. So I just played off what we said. You're getting a full view of the market. We're giving you what is in the MLS, and we're giving you anything that didn't make it to the MLS because it all had to be recorded at the courthouse level, right? So if any of those properties fit your criteria for a comp, we're pulling that in. So if you're using the CMA out of Georgia MLS Pro and or the CMA out of our Insight, it uses tax data and MLS data. You're getting a full view of the market. FSBOs, auctions, courthouse steps, new construction that didn't make it to the MLS. So really neat feature with us. All right, so heading back to the homepage here, unless somebody else has any questions. All right, how many of you use our tax system? Okay, good. CRS stands for can't remember stuff, right? CRS, Courthouse Retrieval Systems. They're grabbing all the data from the courthouse, they're dragging it back, and they're placing it out there for you so that you can take that data and come up with a good offer price, good listing price. But guess what? They can only be as up to date as the county is. That's right. Just like any system. So they do provide you with a link to all the data currency. Now the counties, from what I've gathered off of the couple counties that I follow, they update on the second Tuesday of every month. So if you come in and you look at that date, you look at the calendar, and it's the third Wednesday on the last day, chances are you come back about that same time next month, and they're going to have updated again. Now, what that means, that doesn't mean that everything in the county up to that date's updated, right? That means whatever is in this stack on my desk at the county office goes into the system. But this big pile over here that just didn't make it over there didn't go into the system, okay? Yes, sir.
Are you pulling directly from the county or from the state site?
We pull directly from the counties, individual counties. The deals are made with the counties. And the state site you're referring to, CCNA, right, GSSA, yes.
Because I'm finding that, when that just recently, that they point to that site as opposed to really supplying through their own site, which they use.
But that's only for deeds, not recorded.
There's quite a bit. I tell you what, they have stepped their game up quite a bit. I was at the White Haversham Board of Realtors last month, and I was fortunate enough to hear the head programmer and one of his associates speak on that site and the data and how they pull it together. They've got an app that you can hit back to their site, and I think it's their premium subscription. But they're coming a long way with that data.
The state site.
That GSAA, CCC.
LMFP, too many Cs.
All right, so.
Now, it's only $10 a month to have a subscription to that. So,
And it's a lot of information.
Is that the premium?
No, that's a limited one.
no, I use it all the time.
I use it all the time. Really?
I didn't know there was two levels. I'm no longer in the data administration department, so I don't play on that site much. But watching them speak a month ago, I learned there was a premium subscription. It's It's got quite a few more bells and whistles with it, and I think you can do a trial version of it for 30 days.
You can log on for it, they'll give you an hour for free to play around with it.
Check it out. Okay, so over here on the quick access, I'm just going to point out a couple features here just real quick. Our insight, listing input, I'm pretty sure you probably don't input your listings in, right? Do not go to this Georgia MLS Pro. How many of you use Georgia MLS Pro? Don't go to that Georgia MLS Pro. Well, we're kind of weeding it out. We snuck a fastball in on you. I mean, we're not getting rid of it. It's our site. We don't owe anybody anything for it, except for the electric company to power the box and the internet to broadcast it to you. When you call us with a good suggestion, we can go kick it around to see if it's going to work, and we'll put it in. Okay, but the reason I say we're trying to weed it out, we snuck it in on you right here in this main menu bar. And the reason we snuck it in on you is because Georgia MLS Pro is sitting here on this server. Tons and tons of members are using it. And this server is just down on its knees. So we didn't have any way of load balancing that server. So what we did, people that are logging into GAMLS.com, we can push you to the server that's moving fastest right now. And when you log in here, if you go to search, that's Georgia MLS Pro. Let me mouse over it real quick for you. That's Georgia MLS Pro right there. I guarantee you that one will move faster than that one. Okay? I guarantee you it will. Especially at about 2 p.m. when everybody is on it, just taking it to town, that one's going to move faster than that one's going to move. They're hitting the same data ultimately, but we're load balancing it at the front of GAMLS.com. So just go to your main menu right here. Everything you find in your main menu is what you'll find in Pro, okay? And actually, if you ever pull up GAMLS on your phone, this main menu looks a little better. Looks a little better on your phone. You don't have to click the little 1, 2, 3, 4 for the photos. You can just scroll up and down through the photos. So pretty neat. We made a couple improvements. All right. So back to the quick access over here. Right here, you will have My Georgia MLS account. You can change your phone number that appears on all your listings. You can change your email address. You can change your password. If you change your password, it's not going to work for about 15 minutes. You keep using your old password. When your old password no longer works, use your new password. Okay? Public records, that's CRS that I just spoke to you about. Super information right there. We are very versed, and we hope to make you as versed as we are with Super products. Manage website. Remember, that's the website at the beginning of the class. I told you, hey, go put your image out there if you choose to. I know a lot of agents don't for security reasons, but if you do, put your image out there. It's going to appear on our public site next to all your listings with your contact information, as well as on your website with us in the welcome message. Thank you for visiting. For more information, please visit my main website and put the link to your main website in there to drive the consumer to your main website. Listing exposure, that's that Georgia spelled out MLS.com. That's the public website I spoke to you about. FindItRealtor.com. You're all probably in the understand about that and the know about that, right? Yes, maybe, kind of, sort of. Okay. All right. We need Terry back in here with the showtime. You guys are falling asleep on me. All right. So we have list track web traffic report. Check that out if you haven't used it already. If you have listings, it's a great little feature. And List Hub. Now let me jump back up to the top here and we'll get right into CRS. Tools. Webinars. Who has ever sat in on one of our Wednesday webinars? Okay. Every Wednesday at 2 p.m., we broadcast a live webinar to you. It'll be right here under announcements. At 2 p.m., 1:45, you click the link. You can sit in the chat, you sit in the room for 15 minutes until 2 o'clock hits. 2 o'clock hits, we'll start broadcasting and cover that topic for today. Now, all of those we have placed here under webinars. We've tried to record them. There's a couple where it sounds like I'm talking into my shoe, so obviously we didn't want to put that one out here on the website. If everything goes well with the recording, then we will put it out here on the website. But they are all category. You have a category for each one, indexed. Listing exposure, here's List Hub, transaction management, quite a few transaction desks. You can scroll down through there. Let's get to the CRS. Public records, CRS power tool. You have one here for the complete overview, appraiser and commercial power tool, CRS advanced and foreclosure search, prospecting with CRS. That's the farming. And then how to use the CRS maps. Probably 30 minutes at the most. Some of them are probably 16. I think that prospecting, if that's the one I did, I think it's like 16 minutes. So really easy. And that's what I'm going to cover with you here today is the prospecting through CRS. And I'm going to touch on the maps. What do I have? Till 11 o'clock? I've got 15 minutes and about 30 minutes worth of information. So let's get moving. All right. So back to home. And I'm going to, on the right here under quick access, click on CRS power tool. It's going to open a new screen. Those of you that have never used CRS, it's easy. I guarantee you, it is intuitive and easy to use. You can get in there and kick it around with virtually no training. The only thing that I will just throw out there, if you have somewhere to be, set an alarm because you will be late if you don't. You get in here and you're going to start kicking it around because it's so easy. You're going to be going, ooh, wow, and next thing you know, you're going to be late. So here is a side menu with data currency in it, a price trend report. It's covering metropolitan statistical areas in the state. Check those out. The commercial power tool, the appraiser power tool, we have videos on all those. We do offer a 3-hour CE class on this. We can come back and teach any of the CE classes for you, no problem. Property search or prospecting. Those are the two things you can do inside of CRS. Single property search, it's searching by one field or the other, either an owner's name or an address, not a combination of both, okay? What county would you like me in?
Forsyth would be good.
Okay. All right, so here's for, whoops. Okay, so there are some wild cards in here. I was asked that question earlier, and I do like to present those. So the percent sign and the word bank, I'm going to get everything with every owner out there with an instance of the word bank. So I'm going to get Joe Wilbank's family property. I'm going to get Dr. Richard Bank's property. I'm going to get Ameris Bank, Affinity Bank. If I don't put the percent sign, I'm getting Bank of New York Mellon, I'm getting Bank of America, just banks that start with banks, okay? So just for fun, you can also do percent and invest. You can do the percent sign in anything. The first 3 letters of that client's last name. It's going to pull back anything that meets that criteria. So I'm just going to go ahead and click search there.
And where did you go to find the, that key that
There's no key really with percent signs. Actually,
but you had a list there.
oh no, it was just the form data that I had typed in previously. It wasn't a list. They were all percent signs.
Okay.
With wildcards, generally, they don't like using wildcards because you're just tearing their database up. So using wildcards are just a form of old school programming. But you can Google wildcard symbols and it'll come back with a list. And then just try them. If they work great. If they don't, then you know they've protected themselves against that. All right, so 532 properties with some instance of the word bank at the courthouse level in Forsyth, right? That's what we're looking at. You can sort by any of the headers at the top. Right now we're A to Z under owner. Click it again, Z to A, descends it. So you can sort by any of that data. You'll have a foreclosure symbol here in this narrow column. And let me skip pages here just real quick. Maybe not real quick, but we're working on it. Any questions? All right. So this is our show and tell data. It's currently for sale in Georgia unless if it has a greenhouse beside it. It's sold within the last 2 years, red, pending or contingent, yellow and blue. So you can actually take your mouse, just hover over top of it. It's going to give you the listing number, the opportunity to view the full report that comes out of Pro, status, list price, list date, sold price, sold date. So really, really handy feature. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click on this property right here out of the Polo Club. Click on the owner's name, it brings up the property card, brings up all the information on that property. I'm not going to jump into this and go down this page because we're just short on time if we're going to roll out of here at 11 or close to. See the little X's? I can remove current owner so that my potential client doesn't see who the current owner is. I can uncheck any of those. It'll remove those down the page. I can put the check back in. It'll put current owner back out here on the page. When I print, email, or save this, they're not going to see what I removed. Right here, choose file. I can go out, take a picture of the property, and insert it in there. It's been gray and raining for the last 2 weeks. I really don't want to put that picture out there. I can put my company logo in there to more professionalize, brand it. So if I do want to take this on a listing presentation, it looks professional. All right, comparables, you can click it. It'll go out there and run a quick comparables over the tax data. There's a couple of different search parameters you can change there. It does give you 3 estimates, so it's quick and easy. The maps, it's really what I wanted to show you. So if we go to maps, and then we go to Bing Maps, just remember Bing Maps. How many of you use these? I know we had a couple hands of CRS users in here. You know what? My client called me up and said, hey, Adrian, I was driving down the road. I looked over, and there's a for sale sign on a post. Well, did you get the number? No, it had been rained off. I couldn't read anything on it. Well, I tell you what, where's it at? So if they tell me that it's, on the corner of Barley Turk Way and whatever the name of that road is, all I have to do is just right-click on that lot. I can right-click on that lot. It's going to give me the owner name, the name of the owner, the address, last sale date, and last sale price. So it's just as easy as right-clicking on the lot, and you get all that information off this map. Now, I could actually click View Report, and I can view that report that we saw previously. It opens it in a new window. So I don't lose what I'm working on in the background. So really, really easy way to get more data on the screen at once for that property. So all I have to do is just right-click on that parcel, right-click on that lot, owner name, address, last sale date, last sale price if it has it. All right. CRS layers. I can go to recent sales, 3 months out to 2 years. So let's just do 9 months. Let's do 6. Let's do 6. All right, so it's going to start color coding the parcels according to the legend in the upper right.
And sold within the last 6 months.
Sold within the last 6 months. Yes, sir. It goes from 3 to 2. 3 to 2 years. Now, I can move this map, and it will continue to populate those layers or layer to the map. Now, I can even zoom out, and it's still going to populate that layer. Now, guess what? It gets better. I know, I sound like an infomercial, right? But wait, for $19.99. All right, so print, email, save, copy. I can choose whichever form of output in the map and the layers go with it. So I can just go copy, paste it into Yahoo, my Yahoo email. I can do email, and I can send it through my Gmail account. Pretty handy, right? All right. So CRS layers, we're not done yet. That's recent sales. Remember, I went to recent sales, and I clicked on last 6 months. So if I click on last 6 months again, it removes it from the map. You put a layer on the map by clicking on it. You take the layer off the map by clicking on that same exact layer. If I do labels, at first glance, you only get 2 labels, property address and parcel ID. You will have to zoom in at first glance. And by first glance, when I first came to this page, you would have to zoom in 1 layer closer. Now that I've zoomed out, I'm going to have to zoom in a couple more times. All right, so now I go to layers, labels. We've got them all. Deeded acreage, system calculated acreage, owner name, property address, parcel ID, last sale price, last sale date. So really, really handy. And again, any form of output, print, email, save, copy, the layers go with it. All right? These maps are great. Get in, kick them, run. You see how easy it is. You understand why I say you're going to be late now? Set an alarm if you have somewhere to be, because playing around in here, you can get quite caught up. One neat feature, if this county is collecting subdivision data, not all counties do. If the county is, you're going to see this nice little subdivision info up here at the top. And then you have the property sales. Come on, thumb. All right, you have the, all right, it's not going to cooperate with me today. There we go. This is one of my favorite little pieces in here. Subdivision property characteristics, the number of properties in the subdivision, improvements, maximum building square feet, the average square footage, average year built, average age of home, maximum lot size, average lot size. And then you have the sales data and history, maximum sale price, average property turnaround, the sales time, the number of sales during the period, average price, median price. For all of those, you have the last 2 years, 2 to 5, 5 to 10. And then you have the subdivision appraisal values. So really, really, just click of a button, you've got all the data per that subdivision if the county's collecting. So really, really great information.
There's like 1,000 homes in that neighborhood.
Yes, but they're not all really in that phase.
Oh, it's by phase.
Yes, it's all by phase. Yeah. And it's real easy to do. If you want to look at all of them, I mean, you can get all of them in there. You can get all of them in there.
So is this like property search and then into subdivision info, or did you come out of the Bing map?
Yep, let's go over that real quick.
Okay,
Maybe not real quick, but we're going to go over it.
okay,
All right, so property search is where it all started from, right?
okay.
Under single property search, it's one or the other. You can't use owner name and subdivision. You can go into advanced and you can put all pull-low phases in there if you would like. In the advanced, you can search by multiple fields at once. Advanced is great for commercial. You can specify land, acreage, you can specify vacant lands, square footage of the commercial, acres of the land, whatever it may be. So we punch in that information. It brings up all the owners. It brings up the properties we're looking for, the property we're looking for. We click on the owner's name, and then that's when it takes us into the property card, the property report. Jeopardy music anyone? There we go. There's some liveliness. You're not really IT, right? Okay, how's Stonehaven Trace? Anybody know that subdivision? I lost, is it okay subdivision?
Yeah.
I lost my my Polo Club. I couldn't remember which page it was on. So I click on the owner's name. Here we go. Property report, comparables, maps, subdivision info, all for this one property that we pulled up. Okay, guess what? You know what? I just sold this house. I just sold this house. It was a client of mine. So there's two ways to do prospecting. I can log into the system, click on CRS, it opens it up. Instead of choosing property search, I can choose prospecting. Once I choose prospecting, I get the 3 steps of prospecting. But I just sold this house. If I pull this house up, all I have to do at this point is click on prospecting. The first step, I need to specify click on prospecting. The first step, all I have to do is specify a geographic area. And if you come directly from that property that we just looked at, everything in that geographic area is going to be around that property. It's going to pull the zip code. It's going to pull the subdivision. When you select a mile radius, you're going to be looking at the map. It's going to have that property you just sold right centered dead in the middle of the map. So then you can draw your area that you want around it to farm. We have a new side menu, and it has form letters. There's like 20 or 25 form letters there. How many of you know how to do a Microsoft mail merge? Me either. I figure out how to do it once a year. When I go to send out my Christmas cards, I print it right on the envelope, and I kick the computer for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then I go to YouTube and I find the video, and then I was doing that. That's what I was doing. It just wasn't working. So then I go back into an Excel in Microsoft, and I do my Microsoft mail merge and push that data out of my Excel file straight into the mail merge. So YouTube videos are great for Microsoft mail merge, but check out these form letters. There are quite a few there. I'm just going to click on the just sold letter to prospect. There's a postcard in there. It opens it up in Word, so you do have to have Microsoft Word or some other form viewer. All right, so hardest part about writing a letter is the beginning and the end, right? You can delete out anything else you want. You can add in whatever you want to add in. This is yours, okay? And if you do a Microsoft mail merge, it will say, dear title, last name. It'll populate it with their name and their address and everything. So just a great little feature, great little feature. All right, so let me close that out. Close that screen out. All right, so I can click on step 1 or proceed with your next step here. That proceed will always be in the lower right. So here we go. Okay, use map to select an area, enter zip codes, subdivisions, street name and number ranges, radius distance around the property, or create my own custom mailing list. We're going to do subdivisions just for fun. We're working. There we go. So it put Stonehaven in here. It took the terrace. Is it terrace? Yes, it took terrace and moved it out there as my criteria already. So had we put in Polo, it would give us all phases of Polo, and then we could add all, or we can just add 1 or 2 at a time. So I'm just going to stick with this one decent-sized subdivision, yeah? Okay. So proceed with your second step here. How old is this subdivision? Okay. So we have 63 properties in that one Stonehaven Terrace. So had I had 4, 5, 6 all Polos, we'd probably end up with 400 or 500. I'm not going to mail out 400 or 500. I just don't have the money right now. I don't have the time. I don't have the effort. What you can do is you can reduce by date of last sale. So if it's an older subdivision, you just have to figure out how long that subdivision's been around. You want to find somebody who's ready to sell the house, right? So you can kick that date of last sale back and pull just the numbers, the numbers that you need to farm. I'm just going to leave it as is. There's quite a few other criteria fields here that you can reduce. Improvement type, land use, land type, total building square footage, vacant land, acreage, limit to residential. Like I said, proceed will always be down here in the lower right. You can step back and or restart. So you know what? I came forward with the date of last sale. It reduced me down to just 2 properties. I need a few more than that to make this worth my effort. All I would have to do would be to come here to data last sale and click it, and I could change the date without stepping back. So it's just real easy to click any of the criteria here you want to change. Here's all 63 owners, 63 properties here.
Nice.
Owner address, property address. I can check and remove the ones I do not want to be a part. Okay. And I can just go ahead and proceed. Any questions?
So the ones that are already noted on there that, like the no mail list or no call list,
Oh, no, there's no phone numbers in here, unfortunately.
is there a no mail list?
There's you obviously don't get the mail out of your mailbox. I'm walking back to the mailbox. No, there's no do not mail. There's a do not call, but just like you and just like everybody else, my number's on the do not call list. I occasionally get the you've won a trip. All right, so export label options, refine your records, skip records with no zip code, remove exact duplicates, skip records with no zip +4, sort orders right there, addressee is displayed as first name of first individuals, and it's using the owner's address, okay? It's using the owner's address. Create, export, or merge files. Anybody using Top Producer? Okay, so include additional fields for Mr. and Mrs. and first and last name, middle. This is if you want to export this data into an Excel file. You can export owner name, address into an Excel file, and you can save it down to your computer, and then you can take that Excel file and push it into a Microsoft mail merge and populate those letters I just showed you, okay? All right? You want the easy button, though.
Yeah, easy.
Right here, create labels. This system is great. You can just press the button, and you've got your labels. So it's including title, Mr. and Mrs. on first line. A lot of people don't like this next one. All you have to do is just uncheck it if you don't like it. But it includes a line for or current resident.
You have to have that if you're doing bulk mail.
There you go.
Yeah.
Susan's got it.
Sharon.
excuse me, Sharon, sorry.
Susan too, but.
Susan. Avery label types. It's only Avery label types. And the one it's defaulted to is the most you're going to get, 3 rows of 10. 5160, document format, PDF or Word, Microsoft Word. I'm going to leave it at PDF. This little feature is nice. You know, I printed 10 labels yesterday off this sheet of labels. I'm sitting here with the half sheet of labels waiting for my next garage sale or whatever I can use them for. I'm going to go ahead and start my printing at label number 11. That's a really, really handy feature.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I click print labels. I click print labels. It's going to grab a PDF is what I asked for. There we go. Let me zoom in just a little. I'll tell you that's the easy button. I have it. Out of the 10 years I've been at MLS, I have never seen a prospecting tool as easy as this. And as efficient. I mean, you get what you look for, not just all of it at once. You get what you're looking for. So there's the or current resident. You know, best thing about this is I can go to File and save this down to my computer. So if I want to hit them again in 4 months, I don't have to go through everything again. Now, maybe I want to check the numbers, make sure they didn't change drastically. But in 4 months, I can just pull it up out of my documents and click print again, and away we go.
Do you have a limit of how much you can export?
We certainly do, and I'm glad you asked because I almost forgot. So, back here at the top, 5,000 exports a month. Chances are you're probably not going to hit it. If you do hit it, you can call us, we'll reset it. If you call us 2 or 3 times a month, they're not going to reset it for you anymore. You know, if you're hitting it 2 or 3 times a month, you're farming data at that point, and CRS isn't going to allow you to do that. But 5,000 is huge.
Yeah.
You come down to it, it's huge.
It's a month.
It is. It is. Anybody have any other questions? Anything I didn't cover? Anything more you'd like to know about this? I'm pretty close to 11. I'm amazed, actually. I'm quite windy. More, or do we have something else?
I do have a question. When you're on the CRS data page for the individual property, generally there's an area in there that talks about mortgages, because that's always important to us when we're deciding, you know, going to list a property. We want to know, okay, how many mortgages do they have on there? Where were they? How tight are they on, you know, where their value is now? How up to date is that? And are there any tricks in trying to figure those mortgages out?
Up to date as the county allows them to be, and really no tricks. What they have there is what.
So you don't know if they're open or closed or whatever.
Generally, if they're not, if you don't see any mortgage data there, then that means that they're closed.
Okay.
I mean, there's no mortgage information on that particular property. I'm trying to back my way back to the property report so that we can all look. So if I scroll down the page here, sales history, parcel information, tax assessment, mortgage history. So we do have all 159 counties in the state that you can pull from any county, and you get the mortgage history, and you also get the ability to prospect or farm those counties. So pretty handy, very, very useful. Mortgage history is right here. Click here to see more details.
Yours actually has a release column on it, so it might be, if they have it already paid off, it could show something there. You rarely see it, but all right, maybe it's there.
Any other questions? So this is going to show you the maturity date. It's going to show you the date the loan is taken out. It's going to show you the amount. It is also going to show you the trust book, page number. So quite a bit of information.
Yeah.
Southeast Mortgage here on this one. We had a Pine State Mortgage on the previous. All right, for those of you that aren't using Transaction Desk, y'all need to give it a chance. For me, have me back out. I can do a 3-hour CE class for you, and I guarantee you, you will feel quite differently about it. You give me the opportunity to teach it to you. Just give me the opportunity. If you don't like it, right, you just walk out the door and continue to use what you've been using. But I guarantee you, I can save you time and money with that product.
Can you give us a
Guaranteed.
quick overview? What is that?
Transaction desk, it's where you write your contracts, your GAR forms, your GAR forms, you're going in there, you write your contracts in there.
Sign.
We've had digital signatures since 2005, and we have the major player in the industry. I know everybody just thought of DocuSign when I said that, didn't you? No, it's not DocuSign, it's Transaction Desk's product, Athenasign. It's used widely out there across other industries, not just real estate. And the Transaction Desk Athenasign was the first accepted by Fannie Mae, I think like last October, not 2 years ago. DocuSign just was approved, I think, maybe 6 months ago to sign documents through Fannie Mae. So it just goes to show you their power, Athenasign's power, and respect out there in the industry. We've had them since 2005. Like I said previously, you have unlimited. That means you can sign anything you want. If you can get it in an electronic format, you wrote a contract on a napkin, go to the scanner, scan it in, you can put a signature on it, right? Right. But starting transactions, real easy. You can put information, basic information in here. You can, I work primarily in single family detached residential. I can go out and I can set up a group of forms that every single time I start a transaction, it's grabbing those forms. And you know what? I work for a builder. I can set up a template specific for that builder, and I can take all his or her information and put it on that contract. Every single one of those contracts, with that information, it stays the same. In addition to that, if Bob the builder has his own specific documents, I can upload those into that template as well, so that every time I start my transaction, I've got those documents right there waiting on me. Starting transactions in here, you can get it set up to where it takes you minimal time to start a transaction. And if you're working for an investor, you can make a template for them as well. I've got a friend who's been in the industry for about the same time I worked at Georgia Molest, and he was here in Georgia before I got here. And he ensures me he can get a contract in and out the door in 5 minutes with his signature on it and his client's signature on it, and in the hands of the other agent waiting on it. And he's got a template set up for his investor. He won't accept any help from me because he's an IT geek like me. He was a network admin for Mead Paper, and he went into real estate for I don't know why. But, no, I'm just kidding. He's tired of being a geek, right? He won't accept any help from me, but it's because what he's doing, he's got the template filled out for his investor. He goes in, he imports the data out of Georgia Molest for that property into the contract, and he throws it through digital signature. He signs it, his client signs it, he signs it, and he's already CC'd the listing agent. So as soon as he signs it and his client signs it, Transaction Desk just went ahead and emailed it out to the listing agent. He doesn't have to log back in. He's with another client. He sees the last person sign. He doesn't have to take time to email it back out. He's driving down 85 going 85. He doesn't have to try to figure out how he's going to email it or whatever it may be. So just a couple of the benefits with this product. I'm done. Seriously, we've got 3 classes for CE credit if you're ever looking for them. Transaction Desk is one of them. CRS, we have a 3-hour CE class, and the RE Insight, the search program that we feature is a 3-hour CE class as well. So I do appreciate your time. So is Georgia Molest. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate. Give us a call Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5. Thank you.
I thought that was great. So the important thing that you guys need to remember is you need to understand, get into MLS, because that is what feeds our system. And the more comfortable you get in that, the better your listings are going to look online. It's as simple as that. So just remember, MLS, you need to wear out 6 photos at least on all your listings. If you don't have that, it will not feed into our system, and your listings will not be in Zillow, Trulia, and all those things that your clients want their listings to be on. Okay? So, you got anything else you want to say? Good. Okay. So, y'all have a fantastic day. If you got any questions, we're here, and let's keep things rolling into 2015. And what's the most important date this month?
27th.
January 27th. It's going to be a great one. Y'all have a fantastic day. Thank you, Adrian. Thank you. And y'all eat some muffins. Any questions?
Hey, Adrian, I've only been with this company less than a year. I came from Virginia. And, we always,